Power versus authority. Why do people obey the state?
SFTE Africa. Power, truth, insight.
Every government exercises power, but not every government possesses authority. So what's the difference? When we talk about power and authority are often used interchangeably, yet political philosophy treats them as fundamentally different concepts. A government may have the power to enforce laws, arrest citizens, or deploy the military. But does that automatically make its rule legitimate? The distinction lies at the heart of political theory. Power refers to the ability to influence, control, or compel the behavior of others. It can be exercised through persuasion, economic influence, legal institutions, or even force. Authority, however, is different. Authority is recognized and accepted power. It exists when people obey because they believe those exercising power have the legitimate right to do so. Political philosopher Max Weber argued that authority survives because people recognize its legitimacy. He identified three forms of legitimate authority. First is traditional authority, where legitimacy comes from long-established customs and traditions. When we were talking about monarchies and hereditary leaderships. The second one is charismatic authority, where legitimacy rests on the personal qualities of a leader. Citizens follow because they trust or admire that individual. The third is legal rational authority, which is the foundation of modern constitutional democracy. Here, authority comes not from personalities or from tradition, but from laws, institutions, and constitutions. South Africa operates under this third model. Citizens are expected to obey government not because of who occupies public office, but because the Constitution grants those offices legal authority. This idea builds directly on the social contract. People consent to government because they recognize its legitimacy under constitutional rules. But political philosophers also remind us that authority is fragile. When governments become corrupt, violate constitutional rights, undermine democratic institutions, or fail to fulfill their constitutional obligations, citizens begin questioning whether authority remains legitimate. Political scientist Hannah Arendt went even further when she argued that power and violence are not the same. Power exists when people willingly act together towards a common goal. Violence, she argued, often appears when genuine authority has begun to disappear. In other words, governments that increasingly rely on coercion rather than legitimacy may actually be revealing their weakness, not the strength of their authority. For constitutional democracies, legitimacy depends upon more than elections. It depends on accountability, the rule of law, independent courts, public trust, which is our favorite theme here at SFTB Africa, respect for constitutional rights, and institutions capable of limiting political power. Ultimately, power enables governments to act. Authority gives citizens a reason to accept that action as legitimate. Without power, governments cannot govern. Without authority, governments struggle to govern legitimately. Understanding that distinction is one of political philosophy's greatest contributions to democratic governance. I'm Kananelo Seemahale, and you've been watching the special edition desk only on SFTB.
Tibet.